For 50,000 years, space had been quiet. The Great Armistice had ended the blood wars between humans and the alien Zelnar Empire. No battles, no screams, no fire in the sky, only silence. Humanity had grown peaceful, exploring stars and building cities among the clouds. But peace is never permanent. On the edge of the Milky Way, far from any planet, a small listening station floated alone in the dark. Commander Riva sat in the control room, half asleep, her coffee cold beside her. For generations, her post had been boring, just routine checks and endless silence. Then the silence broke. A strange signal appeared on her screen. 3 short beats, 1 long pause, then static. Her eyes widened. That pattern was not random. It was old, ancient. She ran a quick scan through the archives and her heart froze. The code belonged to the Zelnar, the same signal they had used to declare war 50,000 years ago. Riva's fingers trembled as she hit the alarm. Red lights flashed across the control deck. The computers began decoding the message automatically. The words appeared slowly on the holographic screen. The truce is over. Prepare yourselves. Outside the window, the endless stars looked peaceful as ever, but something had changed. In the blackness beyond, shadows were moving, huge shapes drifting through the void. Riva whispered to herself, "They're back." Across the galaxy and forgotten systems, other listening posts began to light up. The same signal echoed again and again, bouncing between stars. The silence of 50,000 years was finally broken, and somewhere in the depths of space, the first warship awakened from its long sleep. Far away from Earth, in the dying red skies of the Zelnar homeworld, a council gathered in silence. The great alien race, once rulers of half the galaxy, now lived among ruins. Their glowing eyes burned with old hatred as they watched a hologram of Earth, bright, alive, and thriving. High Chancellor Vurok stood before them. His voice was sharp like metal. "Humans have forgotten war," he said. "They have grown soft under their peace, but we remember everything." Around the table, old generals nodded slowly. The last war had nearly destroyed them. Yet the memory of their defeat haunted every Zelnar child. They still saw visions of human warriors, fearless, silent, and smiling as their ships burned. The humans had once fought like beasts, and the Zelnar had never forgiven that humiliation. Vurok raised his hand. "The time of silence ends tonight. The truce is nothing but dust." From the black oceans of Zelnar Prime, giant warships rose again. They had been sleeping under the waves for 50,000 years, hidden and waiting. Engines roared, metal screamed, and dark clouds covered the alien sky. Meanwhile, on Earth, no one believed Commander Riva's warning. The old war was just a myth, a bedtime story. But then a human colony on Titan stopped answering. No signals, no life signs, just silence. Within hours, the broadcast spread across every human world. Titan is gone. Unknown attack. Truce broken. Fear turned into anger. Governments met in secret. Old military codes were reactivated. Humanity didn't know it yet, but something deep inside their blood was waking up again. The instinct to survive, to fight, and to win. The news spread like fire. Every human screen, every colony feed, every communication channel repeated the same line. The truce is broken. At first, people refused to believe it. 50,000 years of peace had made them forget what war even meant. But when the images from Titan arrived, burning cities, shattered domes, and alien symbols carved into the ice, disbelief turned into rage. In the heart of Earth, deep under the ruins of old Geneva, the Human Defense Command reactivated its main control core. The great chamber came alive with blue lights as holographic maps of the galaxy flickered on. Generals, scientists, and leaders appeared through digital screens, their faces hard and cold. Commander Riva stood among them. Her voice was calm but sharp. "We always knew peace wouldn't last forever. It's time to wake the old fleet," and so they did. Across hidden bases on the Moon, Mars, and Europa, ancient starships began to hum again. Massive engines, silent for ages, roared with new energy. Dust fell from metal walls as systems powered up. The ships of old wars, Titans, Valkyries, and Iron Wings, rose one by one, lighting the dark sky with burning trails. Families watched from cities in the clouds as the fleet ascended. Children pointed at the glowing ships, not knowing they were seeing history being reborn. Captain Arik, a soldier from the cryo archives, opened his eyes after 50 millennia of sleep. His first words were simple. "Is it time again?" Riva nodded. "Yes, Captain. The silence is over." And as the fleet formed above Earth, the stars trembled once more. For humanity was awake again. The Zelnar fleet moved fast. Their dark ships cut through the void like blades of shadow. In just 3 days, they had taken 5 human colonies. Planets burned silently under their plasma storms. To them, it was victory. To humans, it was a reminder. The galaxy was not safe anymore. But the aliens had made one mistake. They believed the humans of today were weak. They had forgotten what kind of warriors once walked under Earth's sky. From the orbit of Mars, the old fleet began its counterattack. Thousands of human ships rose in formation, their hulls glowing blue against the blackness of space. Every engine pulse carried the same message: humanity fights back. Commander Riva stood on the bridge of the flagship Eden's Wrath. Her voice echoed through the fleet. "We didn't start this war, but we will finish it." The first clash came near the asteroid belt. The Zelnar ships, sleek and deadly, fired in perfect coordination. But humans fought differently, with chaos, with emotion, with fire. Their pilots laughed in the face of death, turning every hit into a counterstrike. The aliens soon gave them a new name: the Smiling Demons. Captain Arik led the charge. His ship spun through enemy lines, cutting 2 destroyers apart with plasma bursts. "They still bleed," he said quietly, a grin spreading across his face. By the end of the day, the asteroid field was filled with wreckage, alien and human both. But the humans stood their ground. For the first time in 50,000 years, the galaxy remembered what true fear felt like. And that fear had a name: humanity. The war spread across the stars like wildfire. Whole sectors turned dark as communication lines failed. Every night, new battles began in silence and ended in fire. Both sides fought with fury, but humans fought with something deeper: memory. They remembered loss, and they remembered revenge. The Zelnar fleet, once proud and united, began to break apart. Human tactics were unpredictable, wild, impossible to calculate. They would appear from nowhere, strike fast, and vanish into the black. The aliens called it the Shadow War. Commander Riva watched the chaos unfold from her command ship. Every new message brought the same words: enemy base destroyed, no survivors. Yet victory did not feel like triumph. She could see the cost in the eyes of her soldiers. Tired, cold, but still burning with purpose. Deep in a secret facility under Luna's surface, Operation Phoenix began. It was humanity's final plan, a mission to end the war before it consumed everything. The best pilots, engineers, and strategists gathered in the underground command hall. Captain Arik stood before the glowing hologram of the alien capital world. "We end it where it began," he said quietly. "No second chances," Riva nodded. "If this fails, there won't be a third war. There won't be us." Outside, the stars were silent again, but this silence was different. It was the calm before the storm. Thousands of human ships cloaked in shadow prepared to move. Engines hummed like whispers. One by one, their lights disappeared into the dark. The final phase had begun, and in the depths of space, even the stars seemed to hold their breath. For the humans were coming. The human fleet moved like a storm through the void. Silent, invisible, unstoppable. Every pilot knew this could be their last mission. Yet none turned back. They were fighting not just for Earth, but for every colony that had fallen, for every name lost in the dark. At the edge of the Zelnar system, the enemy's homeworld glowed red beneath its twin suns. Massive warships circled it like guardians. The aliens waited with confidence, then they believed the humans would come in fear, but fear was long gone. Commander Riva's voice came through the fleet. "For 50,000 years we kept our promise of peace. Tonight we remind them who we are." Then the stars exploded, human ships uncloaked in perfect formation firing at once. The sky became a sea of burning light. The Zelnar tried to respond, but their systems fell into confusion. Human fighters cut through their defenses like lightning, guided by AI built from ancient war data. Captain Arik led the final strike. His ship, Eden's Wrath, broke through the main shield and dove straight toward the alien capital tower. "For Earth," he whispered, as the ship's engines flared brighter than the sun. The explosion lit up the entire system. When the light faded, silence returned once more, the true kind of silence, the one that follows victory. Riva watched from orbit, her eyes reflecting the burning planet below. "We gave peace a chance," she said softly, "but they mistook our silence for weakness. The war was over. Humanity had risen again, ruthless yet united. And as the stars settled into calm, one truth echoed through the galaxy: never awaken the warriors of Earth.